storm that destroyed many lives, that changed my life. Hi, I'm Peanut Nola, and I'm telling this story as I know. As I think about Hurricane Katrina and the destruction that it has done to my community, my family, how many people had gotten displaced. We were called refugees. It was some hurting times to live in New Orleans, Louisiana, when the government abandoned us, when they looked at us like we was not even human beings, when the President of the United States was saying to the Homeland Security person of FEMA that, Brownie, you're doing a great job. When we were all on roofs and they were dropping water and supplies on top of our heads rather than trying to save people, and they were just passing by, just dropping things, while people sat on roofs for days, while we were swimming through numerous of water, and you had dead bodies in wheelchairs in the downtown districts of New Orleans, Louisiana. So many dead bodies, so many people that had lost their lives from a storm that we thought that was nature, turned out to be more of a storm of human, man-made nature. The Army Corps of Engineers blew the levees in New Orleans, Louisiana. I know, because I was there. I could hear the boom. And the saddest thing is the loss of life. I was displaced to Grapevine, Texas. My kids and my wife and I, we had to, we were treated like we were immigrants in our own country. And I understand that, that's how I start understanding how the haves and the have-nots. We had one part of New Orleans that got flooded. And then you have one part of New Orleans that didn't get touched. They've been trying to blow the levees to basically get rid of so-called African Americans and change the geography of New Orleans, Louisiana for years. The basic thing was to flood out certain areas so people could not afford to come back. There was a lot of people who rented in New Orleans, Louisiana. A lot of renters in New Orleans, Louisiana. I would like to say about 60% of the city was renters. And this is why I tell our nations of people is to teach our kids how to own properties, how to learn how to gain value into owning your own, where people don't have the power to just move you where you can't come back ever. Yes, the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. Katrina was more than just a storm. We had people cramped up in the Louisiana Superdome. So many people that died on the bridge. People were getting shot. We had police officers killing themselves and killing others. People were, the city was in a panic. I remember we happened to basically become survivors. Some people were knocking down doors to get through store doors to get food. And some people would say, well, you know, that's your fault for not that's your fault for not having a plan. But New Orleans, Louisiana at that time, it was centered around tourism. A lot of people didn't make money. A lot of people did not didn't prepare for a storm that just popped up. It was not prepared. A lot of them folks just thought, like when you're from New Orleans, Louisiana, that it'll come and it will go. We'll miss it. And that's how it is when we come up down in Cajun land. We basically, we just believe that it'll come and it'll go. Sometimes we feel like it'll miss us. But you spend a lot of money by leaving. A lot of people understand when you leave, you got to have money to leave. I remember when we went to Texas, we had some great people that was, church people, Church of Christ people that was helping a lot of us. Then you had a lot of people telling us to go back where we come from. A lot of people was upset that we came because they thought we were taking their jobs. They called us refugees. A lot of Texans did not like the fact that a lot of New Orleanians that were coming there to make a better life for themselves. Now I understand. I had a feeling to understand about the ancestors. And a lot of things that we have came to know. You see what goes on when you see immigrants trying to come into this country and they're told that they're not welcome. But I know what it was like when people were in Texas and people were in Atlanta, and you can, hearing this from friends and family that you wasn't welcome at first. But eventually they begin to get welcome and things are different now. But Katrina was one of the worst storms in U.S. history. Not because of the storm itself, it's because of the politics, because of destroying the levees, killing off so many people that should not have been dead. On this anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, I decided to make this video so you can understand that we as a nation of people, at any given time, you can be just like the people in New Orleans, Louisiana, that went through, basically got displaced, that went through a non-natural disaster that caused millions, billions to lose their land. And I might be exaggerating on billions because New Orleans was not a billion, had a billion people. So I was exaggerating on that, but millions, definitely millions. Okay, the city was thriving in tourism. That's why a lot of people love New Orleans culture. We love the food. We love, the Essen Fest. We love the New Orleans Saints. We love our sports. We love our festivals. We love Mardi Gras. And people love to just be a part of fun. But during them years, it was nothing fun about New Orleans. So many people who died. And nobody talks about Katrina. Nobody talks about Katrina ever on the politics that happened. And so many people lost their lives due to the government, due to the fact that the local government forgot the lower class people, the heart of New Orleans. Subscribe to my page. All glory goes to the Most High.